Ryan was just a maintenance guy. He'd worked on Outpost 7, a small human station floating near the edge of a wormhole. He spent his days fixing broken panels, adjusting old circuits, and cleaning solar arrays. It wasn't a special job, but Ryan liked it. It was quiet, peaceful, and far away from Earth's noise. The wormhole near the outpost had been studied for years. People thought it led nowhere useful, just darkness. But the Velari, an alien species known for their science and beauty, believed it was something more, something sacred. One morning, a Velari ship docked at the station. It was smooth and silver with soft blue lights. When the door opened, Ryan saw them for the first time. Tall figures stepped out, their skin glowing with soft patterns like stars. The leader of the group was a young woman named Asira. Calm eyes, long white hair, and a voice like music. "Greetings," she said. "We are here to study the wormhole." Everyone on the station had to follow Velari customs. The aliens requested full scans of all station members to make sure no one carried harmful bacteria or strange DNA that could affect their studies. It was standard procedure, Ryan shrugged. "Fine with me," he said. He stood still while the scanner passed over him. It was quick. No pain, just a soft hum. Later that day, while Ryan was repairing a loose wire near the mess hall, a voice called his name. "Ryan, can you come with us?" He turned to see two Velari guards. They weren't threatening, but they were serious. Ryan wiped his hands and followed them through the quiet halls. They led him into a smooth room filled with light and screens. Asira stood there, her eyes wide. "Is something wrong?" Ryan asked. Confused. Ira walked closer, holding a data tablet. "We ran your scan," she said. "And we found something strange. Your DNA, it matches ours. Nearly perfectly." Ryan frowned. "What? I'm human." "She said, still shocked. "But your DNA is 99.9% identical to the bloodline of our royal ancestors. This is impossible. Our people have never mixed with humans until now, it seems." Ryan laughed awkwardly. "So what does that mean?" Asira didn't laugh. "According to our laws and our history, it means you're a royal blood. The last living male of the Velari line, and by custom, you are to become my partner." Ryan blinked. "Wait, what?" The Velari guards stood still. Asira looked nervous but also serious. "We are not forcing you," she said gently. "But if you accept, you will become the heir of the Wormhole Temple and, according to our culture, my future mate." "This has to be a mistake," Ryan said. "I'm just a technician. I fix wires and clean ducts. I don't know anything about being royal." "The Wormhole recognized you," Asira said. "After the scan, its readings changed. Energy levels we've never seen before. We believe the Wormhole responds to bloodlines tied to its creation. Your presence changed everything." Ryan sat down slowly on a bench. His heart was beating fast. "I came here to be alone," he whispered. "Now I'm engaged to an alien princess." Asira gave a small smile. "It's more than that. You may also be a father to the future of our kind. Your DNA may hold the balance between human strength and Velari legacy." "It's crazy," he muttered. But the Velari didn't lie. Didn't trick people. Ryan could see the truth in her eyes. She wasn't trying to trap him. She was just as surprised as he was. Over the next few days, the station buzzed with talk. Humans were shocked. Some joked. Others were jealous. Velari elders came in person. They examined Ryan, spoke to him, asked questions. They seemed both curious and cautious. Not all of them were happy. Some whispered behind his back. "A human doesn't belong in the bloodline," one elder said. "This weak species can't carry the stars in its veins." Ryan heard them, but said nothing. He didn't care about titles, just wanted to understand what was happening. Ira stayed close. She taught him Velari customs, how to greet, how to speak basic words in her language, how to dress for formal occasions. Slowly, Ryan began to feel less lost. One night, as they sat near the Wormhole's viewing deck, Asira turned to him. "You're taking all of this better than I expected?" Ryan gave a small laugh. "Honestly, I still think I might be dreaming." "You're not," she said softly. "The Wormhole doesn't dream." "Why does it matter so much?" he asked. this wormhole. Because, she said, we believe it's alive, or something close to it. And only someone with the right bloodline can unlock its true purpose. My people tried for centuries. Now, you may be the key. Ryan looked out at the swirling lights of the wormhole, pulsed gently, like it was breathing. He didn't know what the future held. But deep down, he felt something changing inside. Not fear, but something else. A calling. Ryan walked through the Volari Research Dome, feeling eyes on him. Some watched with wonder, others with quiet judgment. His old jumpsuit had been replaced with Volari's ceremonial clothing, smooth silver fabric, with patterns that shifted gently. Like water. He felt strange in it, like he was pretending to be someone he wasn't. He missed his old job already, the silence of fixing wires, the hum of machines. Now, everything felt heavy, like he was being watched by the whole galaxy. You always walk like that? Sierra asked from behind him. Ryan turned. Like what? Like you're stepping on broken glass. Because I feel like I am, he said. One wrong move and someone will call me a fraud. Asira walked beside him. You are not a fraud. You are what the DNA says you are. Your blood has a voice. Older than our records? Still feels like a joke, Ryan muttered. They entered a round chamber where a glowing orb floated in the air. Several Volari nobles stood in a circle, murmuring in their language. The matriarch Sira's mother was present now. Tall, graceful, and powerful. She looked at Ryan with sharp golden eyes. We begin the bonding phase, she said. This is tradition. Ryan hesitated. Bonding? Asira stepped forward. It's not a marriage. Not yet. It's more like showing you accept our customs and wish to learn. Once the bond is made, you'll be given access to the Royal Archive, our language core, and wormhole navigation data. Ryan nodded slowly. All right, what do I do? Place your hand on the orb, Asira said, and speak your name. Ryan stepped up. The orb gave off a low hum. Oh. He placed his hand on it. My name is Ryan. He paused. Just Ryan. The orb pulsed softly. A light climbed from his hand up his arm. Everyone watched. The orb didn't reject him. Instead, it released a quiet chime. The bond is accepted, said the matriarch. Her voice was calm, but there was a flicker of surprise in her eyes. He speaks as one of us now. Later, Ryan and Asira walked through the observation garden. It was quiet, filled with glowing flowers that opened under starlight. So what now? He asked. Now you learn, Asira replied. You have the right to know our history. In the coming days, Ryan studied the Volari past. He read scrolls, watched star maps, and practiced their language. He learned about their ancestors' royal bloodlines who once ruled whole star systems. They spoke of the wormhole as a gateway created by ancient energy, tied to a living force only their line could understand. One story caught his eye. It spoke of a Volari prince who disappeared thousands of years ago. His ship vanished into a wormhole, legend said. He might have found another world. Ryan leaned back in his chair. What if he crashed on Earth? He asked aloud. Izira looked up from her reading. You think he started your line? Maybe. If he lived, had kids, it would explain my DNA? No. That would mean you are the child of two galaxies, she whispered. A few nobles didn't accept it. They called secret meetings, whispered, in corners, and gave Ryan cold looks in the hallways. One, named Selvar, watched him closely and rarely spoke. Ryan noticed one evening, Selvar stopped him near the garden. You're just a man, he said. You didn't earn this. Ryan kept calm. I didn't ask for it either. Our people bled for this wormhole, Selvar said. And now, we hand it to a human who fixed wires and drank instant coffee? Ryan shrugged. Maybe the wormhole likes coffee. Selvar didn't smile. Be careful, outsider. Not all of us believe in fairy tales. The next day, the wormhole scanner picked up a strange pulse. Energy levels were shifting, changing. Asira and Ryan stood with the research team as data rolled across the screen. It's reacting again, Asira said. What's different this time? Asked Ryan. The pulse is forming a pattern, said the scientist. coordinates. Zoomed in, the wormhole was creating a path, a safe one. Ryan stepped forward and placed his hand on the control orb. The pulse calmed. Everyone stared. "It's waiting for you," Asira whispered. "Me, yes. It's showing a new path. But only for you." A small scout ship was prepared. The crew wanted to explore the new path, but the system only opened when Ryan was near. They finally understood his blood, mixed with human energy, was the key to unlocking hidden roads. Ryan stood on the platform looking at the sleek ship. Isara handed him a Valari charm. "For luck," she said. "Are you coming with me?" He asked. "Always," she smiled. The door closed, and the ship lifted off. As they entered the wormhole, the stars twisted and stretched around them. Light bent. Colors shifted. And then, suddenly, they were out. On the other side was a system no one had ever seen. Blue suns. Green clouds. Floating ruins. "This is beautiful," Ryan whispered. "We just made history," Asira said. But deep within the ruins, something flickered. A shadow, watching, waiting. The scout ship hovered in orbit over the strange world. Thick blue clouds moved slowly across the sky below. Ryan stood near the viewing glass, eyes wide, heart racing. Asira was beside him, watching him carefully. "This place doesn't exist on any Valari map," she said softly. "No human record either," Ryan added. "But it feels familiar somehow." The ship's scans picked up signs of ancient buildings. They looked like giant stone rings, half buried under glowing moss. The crew called it the Silent Zone. No signals, no movement. Yet the energy reading was strong, just like the wormholes. They landed near the largest structure. Ryan stepped out first, his boots pressing into soft soil that gave off a faint shimmer. Asira followed, holding a small device that pulsed faster with each step they took. "This place has wormhole energy," she said. "But it's not wild, it's organized." They entered a ruined hall. Symbols covered the walls, Valari letters, but older. Ryan reached out and touched one. It glowed under his hand. "It knows me," he whispered. "Your DNA," Asira said, watching. "It's the key." As they explored deeper, they found something strange, a pedestal with a ring-shaped artifact on top. Looked like a crown, made of light. When Ryan stepped near it, the artifact lifted into the air. The pedestal spoke in a soft, ancient voice. "Bloodline confirmed. Access granted." The walls lit up. Images played like holograms. They showed a tall Valari figure, one with features like Ryan's. He was younger, strong, and full of pride. "That's him," Asira whispered. "The Lost Prince." They watched the story unfold. The prince had entered the wormhole long ago, escaping a war that threatened the royal line. He crossed into unknown space, crashed on a primitive planet, and vanished. "He found Earth," Ryan said. "He became human." "And you are his legacy," Asira said. The image changed. The prince stood in the ruins, placing the same crown-like ring on the pedestal. A gate opened behind him, filled with stars. "A second wormhole?" Ryan asked. "Or a hidden path," Asira said. "Meant only for his bloodline." But something else appeared next, a dark shape slithering behind the prince. Then the image flickered and died. "What was that?" Ryan asked, stepping back. "I don't know," Asira whispered. Suddenly the artifact dropped to the ground. The pedestal sparked. Outside, the ground trembled. They rushed out of the structure. The blue sky darkened as something massive moved in the distance. A black shape floated above the trees, long, coiled, and full of eyes. "It followed us," Asira said. "From the wormhole." "Or it was waiting here," Ryan said, "for someone to wake it up." The creature didn't attack, but its presence was heavy. The ship's crew activated shields and called for emergency liftoff. Ryan and Asira climbed aboard, the artifact still in Ryan's hands. As the ship left the planet, the black shape sank into the clouds, disappearing again. Back through the wormhole, they returned to the Volari station. The artifact was taken for study, but only Ryan could activate it. He was now more than just a royal heir. He was the one chosen to continue the prince's path. The matriarch called for a private meeting. Ryan sat across from her, the artifact glowing faintly on the table. "You opened something," she said. "And something saw you." "We didn't mean to," Ryan said. "The wormhole has watchers," she said. "Some protect, others destroy. The thing you saw is older than us all. Then why show me the path?" he asked. "Because your bloodline isn't just royal," she said. "It's meant to carry the balance. That's why you must continue. That's why Asira must stay by your side." He glanced at Asira, who gave him a quiet nod. "I'm with you," she said. The bonding phase moved to the next step. The Volari called it life weaving. It was a joining of purpose to people connecting not just for love, but for legacy. During the ceremony, Ryan placed his hand on Asira's, and they both touched the artifact. A pulse of light moved through the room, touching everyone present. The artifact opened again, revealing a new star map places never seen before. "New wormhole paths," Asira whispered. "He's the living key," the matriarch said. "And Asira is now part of that key." But not everyone was happy. Heir, the noble who had warned Ryan before, watched the ceremony from a distance. His eyes were cold. When the room cheered, he turned and left. Late that night, a warning light blinked in the command dome. The ship was approaching fast. It wasn't Volari. It wasn't human. It was something else. The same energy that followed them from the ruins now lit the stars. "It found us," Ryan said, staring at the screen. "And it's not alone," Asira said. Multiple shapes appeared behind its shadow. Ships, dark and quiet. The wormhole pulsed again. Ryan looked at Asira. "We woke up something ancient, and now it wants the key." Alarms echoed through the Volari station as the strange ships came closer. They didn't send messages, didn't answer hails. They moved silently, like shadows sliding through space. Ryan stared at the screens, his jaw tight. The shape he had seen on the hidden planet was now clearer. It was real, it was coming, and it wasn't alone. Those ships. "They have no heat signatures," said the chief Volari engineer. "No crew readings. They're not alive?" Ryan asked. "Or, not alive like we know," Asira said. The matriarch stepped into the command center, her robe flowing like water. She looked at the screen, then at Ryan. "This is the price of blood," she said quietly. "You carry what the wormhole remembers. And now, so does it." "What does it want?" Ryan asked. "You," the matriarch answered. "Or the artifact. Maybe both." The Volari activated defense grids. Human engineers from the nearby station helped prepare the outer rings for a possible fight. I wasn't a soldier, but he remembered how to repair shield units and set up emergency power. He moved through the halls quickly, helping others, his hands shaking slightly. He had always worked alone. Now people depended on him. In the middle of the chaos, Asira found him in the power bay. She touched his arm. "You don't have to do this alone," she said. "I'm not trying to be a hero," he said. "Trying to make sure nobody dies because of me." "You were chosen for a reason," she said gently. "And I chose you too." Those words steadied him. Outside the station, the shadow ships stopped just beyond weapon range. They floated in silence. Then, without warning, a deep pulse spread across the stars. Every screen flashed. The artifact in Ryan's quarters lit up and rose into the air. Ryan and Asira rushed to it. Glowing, crown-like rings spun slowly. A voice filled the room, not spoken aloud, but heard deep in the mind. "Return the heir, or all shall fall." Into shadow, the matriarch joined them. "The guardian has awakened," she said. "Long ago our ancestors sealed it in that hidden world. It was once a protector of the wormholes, but something changed it. Now it wants control," Asira said. "And it thinks I'm the key to that control," Ryan added. They had a choice, surrender the artifact or fight. But Ryan had another idea. "What if we lead it somewhere else?" he said. "What do you mean?" Asira asked. "The new path we discovered," he said. The wormhole showed us a second location. Maybe that place has answers or a way to stop it. But we don't know what's on the other side, the matriarch warned. Then I'll find out, Ryan said. Just buy me time. He and Asira boarded a small fast ship, carrying the artifact with them. As they approached the wormhole, the shadow ships began to move, energy built in their hulls. But the Valari station opened fire, distracting them just long enough for the small ship to dive through. Colors twisted again. Ryan felt his heart pound. The artifact pulsed in his lap. Please work, he whispered. They emerged into a golden system. No planets, just floating lights and structures made of crystal. The ship scanned the area and found a beacon still active after thousands of years. They followed it to a central tower, shaped like a spiral. Inside, they found something they didn't expect: another Valari. But she was different. Glowing, still, and frozen in time. Her body was surrounded by a stasis field. Who is she? Ryan asked. The nearby console lit up and spoke. Royal Guardian Ezreal, keeper of the seal. Seal, Ezreal said. What seal? The seal that holds the corrupted guardian outside the gate, the voice replied. Only the true bloodline may restore it. That's you, Asira told Ryan. No pressure, Ryan muttered. They deactivated the stasis field. Slowly, the ancient guardian opened her eyes. Her voice was weak, but calm. You carry his blood, she said to Ryan, the prince who vanished. Think I'm his great-great-grandson or something, Ryan said. Then you must seal what he could not, she said. Take the artifact to the altar. Speak the ancient word. What word? She placed her hand on his forehead. Images filled his mind, symbols, sounds, and one clear word in the old tongue. Ezira helped guide him to the altar. The moment he stepped forward, the tower's walls lit up. The artifact floated from his hands and settled into the slot. Ryan closed his eyes, said the word. Everything stopped. Back at the Valari station, the shadow ships froze. Their weapons faded. The black creature let out a deep scream that echoed through space, then began to collapse into light, breaking apart into dust. When Ryan opened his eyes, he was back in the ship. Asira was crying quietly, holding his hand. You did it, she whispered. The system behind them was fading. It's like it had finished its purpose. The seal is complete, the ancient guardian said. The bloodline has spoken. Peace will return, for now. They returned home. When Ryan stepped off the ship, people didn't just look at him with doubt or curiosity anymore. They looked at him with respect. He had faced something no one else could, and stopped it. A few weeks passed after the sealing of the corrupted guardian. The Valari station was peaceful again. No shadow ships, no strange signals, and no fear. The wormhole had gone quiet, like it was sleeping after a long dream. Ryan walked through the station halls, and people nodded to him now, with doubt but with trust. Engineers saluted. Valari nobles gave short, respectful bows. It wasn't just the outsider anymore. He was the one who sealed the ancient danger and opened a new path for two civilizations, in his quarters. The crown-like artifact now rested on a stand, no longer glowing but still beautiful. Asira stood beside it, placing her hand gently over her stomach. You're sure? Ryan asked softly. She smiled. Yes.
Ow.
Our child is growing strong. The energy from the seal. It awakened something inside me. I think the wormhole felt it too. Ryan felt his heart beat faster. The idea of being a father still felt unreal. Just months ago, he was a technician fixing broken pipes, and now he was a future father to a child who might carry the legacy of both human and Valari. Worlds, the matriarch called for a gathering. Ryan and Asira stood at the center of a grand chamber filled with Valari, humans, and other allied species. Soft lights floated around the walls, and music played from glowing instruments. Today, matriarch said, we welcome the beginning of a new age. The blood of two stars has joined, and through that bond a future has been made. Turned to Ryan. You were not born among us, yet the wormhole chose you. It's not by chance, but by design. The ancient prince's blood lives on, and with your courage, his path has found peace. Then she faced Asira. You stood beside him. You risked your life not for power, but for trust. And now, together, you will raise the child who carries the balance between worlds. People clapped, some quietly. Others with hands over their hearts in Valari fashion. After the gathering, Ryan walked outside to the viewing deck. Stars stretched across the sky, and the wormhole shimmered in the distance. Heir joined him, placing her head on his shoulder. "You okay?" she asked. "Just thinking," Ryan said. "What kind of future are we giving this child? I want it to be more than just stories and royal bloodlines." "Then we build it together," she said. Brick by brick. Choice by choice. Suddenly, a soft beep came from the station's central core. A message had arrived, one marked urgent but not threatening. Came from the Central Human Alliance. A group of human leaders had been watching Ryan's journey. Now they wanted to meet, not for battle, but for a new alliance. They had seen the wormhole energy shift and knew something big had changed. "They want to send ambassadors," Sira said, reading the message, "to form a shared council." Ryan nodded slowly. "This is the start of something bigger than us." A few days later, the first human ambassador arrived. Her name was Clara, an older woman with sharp eyes and a kind voice. She met with the matriarch and Asira, and they spoke for hours about peace, knowledge, and shared protection of the wormhole. When Clara met Ryan, she smiled. "I read your file back on Earth," she said. "Quiet guy," kept to himself. "Lorisk. Now look at you, future father and galactic peace figure." Ryan chuckled. "I didn't plan this." "Asked." "The best things in life often aren't planned," Clara said. She handed him a small device. "Earth wants to invite you back. Not to test you, but to honor you and to hear your story." Ryan looked at Asira. "Only if she comes with me," he said. "Of course," Clara smiled. "The world's ready to meet the woman who changed your life, fanned maybe the galaxy." Soon after, a special ship carried Ryan and Asira to Earth. It was Asira's first visit. She wore a long, soft robe made of starlight cloth, and her calm presence made people stop and stare wherever she walked. Earth was loud, colorful, and full of life. Ryan showed her his old neighborhood, the small garage where he once worked, and the cafe he liked, everywhere they went. People asked for photos, shook his hand, and thanked him. But one night, while walking through a quiet garden, Ryan stopped and sat on a bench. "Do you ever miss home?" he asked. "Sometimes," Asira said, "but home is not a place. It's who you're with." Ryan smiled. "Good answer." She placed his hand over her stomach. "Soon we'll need a bigger home anyway." He laughed quietly. They returned to the wormhole station weeks later, now with support from both human and Valari leaders. Construction began on a new academy near the edge of the wormhole, a place where both species would study, train, and grow together. Ryan didn't just fix machines anymore. No, he helped design training programs, gave talks, and even led a class on wormhole energy control in Asira. She became a guide for all new ambassadors, sharing the story of how trust, patience, and one strange DNA result brought two galaxies together. As for the artifact, it was placed inside the Academy's core, protected but always visible, a reminder of what they overcame. The wormhole remained calm, but sometimes, on quiet nights, it pulsed softly like a heartbeat waiting for the next chapter. Months passed. The Academy near the wormhole was nearly complete. It stood like a shining tower between stars, built by both human and Velare hands. Ryan walked through the main hall, watching young students, some human, some Velare, some mixed learning, together, laughing and sharing ideas. He stopped near a wide glass window. Outside, the wormhole floated peacefully. Its colors had softened over time. Many believed it was resting, calm, now that the seal had been restored and the guardian removed. But Ryan didn't trust quiet moments. He had seen what lay on the other side of peace. Heir joined him, holding his hand. Her stomach had grown, round with life. Their child would be born any week now. "You look worried," she said softly. "Just thinking," Ryan answered. "Every time things feel safe, something new shows up." "You're not alone anymore," she reminded him. "We're building something strong. Our child will grow up with peace because we're making it." That thought helped. Later that evening, a council meeting was held inside the academy. Leaders from Earth, Valari cities, and other allied worlds joined. The room was filled with voices, ideas, and excitement. Ryan stood up to speak. The lights dimmed slightly. "I'm not a leader," he said honestly. "I wasn't trained for this, but the wormhole chose me for a reason, and I believe that reason was to bring people together, not rule over them." He pointed at a large map showing all the new wormhole paths they had discovered. "There's more out there, places older than anything we've seen. But if we go forward together, not as conquerors, but as explorers, we'll survive." Grow. Applause followed. Even Salvar, the once doubtful Valari noble, nodded slowly in agreement. He had seen enough to believe now, just when everything felt perfect. Something strange happened. A small ship, unregistered, drifted through the edge of the wormhole. It didn't respond to calls. It didn't show signs of attack, but its structure was ancient, older than Valari, older than human. Ryan watched it on the screen. How did it survive the seal? "Maybe it came from outside the sealed area," Asira said. "Or maybe it was waiting all this time. A small team retrieved it. No one was inside. Only one item was found, a recording crystal. Then they activated it. A faded image appeared. A Valari man stood there, wrapped in old armor, his voice calm and heavy. 'To the future era, if you see this, it means I failed.'" Everyone froze. It was the lost prince. "I tried to stop the Guardian. I tried to seal the wormhole. But something followed me to the other side. I made a life there. I had a child. If my blood reaches you, finish what I couldn't." The message ended. Ryan sat back slowly. "He really was my ancestor. And he left you a warning," Asira said. The council agreed to scan all hidden sectors beyond the wormhole. One path glowed brighter than the others. It was locked, crypted by the same voice patterns as the prince. Ryan stepped forward and spoke the ancient word once more. The path opened, but this time, no one rushed to explore it. Instead, they prepared carefully drones, shields, a team made of the best minds from both sides. Ryan didn't go. Asira was close to giving birth. He stayed by her side. A few days later, their child was born. A girl. She had Valari eyes, bright, star-like, but her skin held a soft human tone. She gripped Ryan's finger with surprising strength. "She already knows who she is," Asira whispered, smiling. They named her Lyra, name from both languages, meaning light between stars. News of her birth spread quickly. Both humans and Valari sent gifts, messages, and promises of support. Some whispered that she might be the future ruler of both worlds. Others believed she was a sign of true peace between species. But Ryan didn't think of titles or power. He only thought of one thing: protecting her. As Lyra grew in the weeks that followed, strange things happened. The artifact began glowing again. The wormhole pulsed with soft, regular beats. Readings showed it was breathing, almost as if it sensed her. When Lyra touched the artifact for the first time, it lifted and shined brighter than ever before. "She's connected to it," Ryan said. "Stronger than me? And it means the galaxy is changing again," Asira said. Together, they began preparing her future. Not as someone chosen by power, but someone raised in love, kindness, and knowledge. Years later, she would open new paths no one had seen, but for now, she slept peacefully in her father's arms, the heir of a forgotten prince, the daughter of 2 stars, and the light of a galaxy that was no longer divided but whole.